Yo, what's up, guys? It's John Hamilton here with Sports Lounge Media SLM Bets, and I am your host here to tell you how to bet correctly. So, we are going to go over a lot of different things. I first off want to say thank you to Sports Lounge Media for having me here with the SLM Bets, running that and operating that for this football season. It is something definitely to look forward to. So, again, thank you so much. This is powered and sponsored by the Mogul brand, guys. Definitely want you guys to go check out sportsloungemedia.com for all your best sports information and networking needs. Please check out all the following shows that we have. We have a ton of people that do crossovers in all sports and all specialty areas of betting and fantasy football. Now, let's get into what we want to talk about today. We are going to go over how to bet, how to place parlays, what is safe, and what does it just mean in general? What does it mean to bet on sports, right? Well, sports betting started a long time ago, many years before anything was officially titleized as a league or a profession. It is one of the oldest traditions that humans have been doing with the currency of income or fun or leisurely activities. And I want to dive into it to be a little bit more professional on our end to explain to you guys what I would recommend starting as and jumping in, getting in to learn how to do sports betting. So the fun thing about sports betting is you can win money. And the more that you bet, the more you can win, depending. So diving into that, let's take a look here. I have a very simple one that I can show you guys. This is going to be a perfect example. So for the first three games, we have the Dallas versus the Philadelphia Eagles. We have Kansas City Chiefs versus the Chargers. We also have the Giants versus the Commanders. All right, now on these, what you're seeing highlighted, let me jump into the chat here. So what you're seeing here is you're looking at a few things. So you're looking at three different games following the same week. You got Dallas Cowboys, Philadelphia Eagles, and Kansas City Chiefs with the Chargers. You have the Giants versus the Commanders. Now, again, what's highlighted and what does this mean? Well, there's a lot of things to take away, okay? So the very first thing you want to take away is going to be the highlighted notes right there. The negative 340. It's Vegas. Now, Vegas is capitalizing on all the statistics. They have an algorithm that they put together, and they put out prop bets just like this. So, money line. A money line on the very right side to explain what we're getting into is going to be what you're betting on. So, that is the outcome of the game. You are betting on the outcome winner of the game, negative 340 and plus 270. Now, the negative means that Vegas is favoring the Philadelphia Eagles to win at a negative 340. The plus means that they do not think the Dallas Cowboys are going to win. However, there are odds. Since there's no certainties in sports or betting, this is a perfect example of diving into things more in depth. Now, if you were to place a bet on the Dallas Cowboys at a plus 270, hypothetically speaking, saying it's $100, you will win a net of $270 and a gross of $370. The likelihood is not very high considering if you know your sports. Now, I want to explain this to you guys as if you don't know anything about sports, but you just go to the casino and you want to just place a sport bet just because it's fun. You don't know anything about the teams or the players. That's how simple I want to make this for you guys. So when you go into the casino, I want you to start betting comfortably on the odds. I want you to get wins before you start making more money. Okay, that's what we're going to do. Now, we always want to go with the probability of a positive outcome as opposed to a negative outcome. What that means is I want you to take the safe bet. Trust what Vegas has done. They've already put all the work in for us. All we have to do is put our money where our mouth is. So, Philadelphia Eagles in the first week, they're playing the home opener against the Dallas Cowboys. You don't know either team. Perfect. But Vegas is favoring the Philadelphia the Eagles. And how can you tell that? It has a minus, meaning it is less of a payout. It is a highly likelihood that the Philadelphia Eagles are going to win. Now, how can you stack your parlays? How can you make more money? What is a parlay? Well, a parlay is one bet added to another bet where not one, but two minimum things have to go right for you to end up winning. That's a good thing because when you have a negative 340, you're getting paid less. So if you bet 100, you're not going to get $200. You're going to get $166. That's what that pay is going to be. That's still not bad. You're netting $66 on a safe bet. But how can you increase that? You're going to compound it and multiply it, just like interest or savings in a bank, right? So you're going to parlay another negative. So the negative for 142, you're going to take the Chiefs over the Chargers. Now, again, you not knowing sports, you want to safely bet on what Vegas is telling you to bet on. This is a great way to win money. It is not guaranteed, but if you don't know anything about sports and you don't know the matchups, trust what Vegas says. You're going to take the Eagles, you'll take the Chiefs. Again, this may not be who I'm taking. This is just an example for you guys, okay? So, for the example, Philadelphia Eagles paired up with the Chiefs. That's a great bet. I would take that all day. That's going to compound and multiply my outcome. What exactly is that going to be? Well, let's take a look here. I can tell you right now. Let's say that we started out at a $100 bet, right? So a $100 bet on our first one, it's only going to pay us after everything we win on the Eagles is going to be $129.41. So let's make more, right? Let's bet more, okay? So we're not going to bet our principal more, but we're going to get more bets in there so our outcome for payout is higher. We're going to take the money line on Kansas City Chiefs. Perfect. So instead of that negative 340, that's going to bring it up to a plus 120. You're multiplying and compounding the odds for a bigger payout. Now, again, we don't know sports, just as an example, right? So betting 100, you are going to get a total payout of, this can't be right. Hold on. Let's clear this. We're going to go in here. Boom, boom. We're going to bet 100. And it's going to be a payout of $220.54. That is a phenomenal payout just by betting two things. That's great. I might even do that. Now, let's say, hey, I'm feeling a little bit more risky. I really like what Vegas is taking in the probability for the home odds of all the math, the history, the everything they had to do to dive in to find out what they found out was going to be the best bet. Now, you can compound it with another one. And typically on NFL sport bets, you can compound anywhere from 18 to 20, depending on what app you're using to bet on, what casino, and what the limitations are for the payout. Those are three things to consider. But again, we're just betting 100 hypothetically to see what our payouts are going to be. Now, the next game we have the Giants versus Commanders. And just this theory, you don't know anything about sports, but you know you want to bet some money because it's going to be fun and you just want to see if you're going to win. All right, well, let's take the Commanders at home against the New York Giants. Now, Vegas has them right now at a negative 298. And the reason I say right now is things can change within the format. There are players that play these games, right? Sports betting is not exactly all mathematics and analytics. Things can change. Players can get hurt. People can get sick. Things cannot show up. Weather can be in effect. All this plays into the outcomes and algorithms for what they're consisting, having it consisted based off of the odds. Okay. So the Commanders at a negative 128, that's going to bring our odds from a plus 120 to a plus 194. What does that mean for us? That means when we bet 100, if we were to hit all three, you can't hit one, you have to hit all three. Parlaying, you have to hit all of your legs. Now, A leg is one item each on a bet. Okay, we have 3 legs in total now. $100 bet hypothetically would pay us out $294.55. Do I think this is likely going to happen? Sure. But you always should arrive yourself at the safest bets when you're making sport bets. I highly recommend you to bet responsibly and safely. Now, let's say we want to get into something a little bit different, right? Let's take this one away. We're gonna hide this one. We're gonna go back to my beautiful face right here. Let's talk about this right here. Let's talk about the spread. What is the spread? Okay, so we explained the money lines. The money line is going to be a straight up win or loss with the teams that you play against. Now, this is like this in any sport, or I would say most sports. I don't want to say any because I'm not 100% certain that things like cricket or anything else are like that. But let's talk about things that we know, right? So money line is going to be the outcome of the winner and the loser, okay? So if you bet right on all the winners out of those 3 legs, you're going to get that payout. Moving over to the spread. What is a spread? Now, a spread is something with analytics and the arithmetics that Vegas put together just like a money line. And this is where they think the game is going to be within or over. Okay. Now, just for teaching purposes, we have a spread of -7 and +7 with the Dallas Cowboys and the Eagles. And I personally have the Eagles going within that 7 points. Do I think it's going to be over? No, because both teams can score really well and it's a division game, but you don't know that. You don't know sports just in this teaching standpoint. Okay, so the teaching standpoint alone is going to be there's a 7-point spread of a plus or a minus. It is always safe to bet where Vegas thinks you should bet at. The problem with spreads, the majority part of the time, is that it is going to be within the same expectation, either the negative or the positive. Okay. So right now it's pretty spread throughout. And I need you guys to pay attention to this really quick. So the -110 and the -110. Both those are going to be very close to each other because Vegas thinks that it could swing either way. It's important to pay attention to that. Scrolling down the Kansas City Chiefs and the Chargers. Now, this is going to be something called a favorable prop spread. A favorable prop spread means that within 2.5 points, it's going to either be within or over. It's safer when the points are smaller in separation to take the over. They think it's going to be less than a field goal, which is 3 points, to be within. Now, you can also bet the over, which is more than a field goal or more, which is very, very safe to bet on. 7 points being a touchdown. All right. The New York Giants and the Commanders, they have the same thing at a -115. So a +7 and a -7. What is this going to tell you? Remember, let's go back to the first one, guys. Remember your history. Remember your math. That's what I want you guys to look at. If Vegas has everything close, right? This is where you have to dive a little bit more. Even if you don't know sports, this is probably something I would stray away from doing spreads. Focus on your money lines. Money lines are going to be the safest way to win money this season. If you don't know anything about sports, you don't want to pay any attention to ESPN or NFL. If you're not paying attention to what we talk about here on the show, but you really just want to bet, this is the safest way. Money lines all the way. Spreads can give you that extra jump, right? So hypothetically, we're going to say that we're just going to take our bets that we have on our 3-leg money parlays here. We're going to do our spread. So we have the under on the Eagles. We have the Chargers on the over. And then we have the Commanders and Giants. Okay, and we have them at the plus. This is going to be huge for us, guys, because what this is going to allow us to do is compound our bets. And this brings it, if we were to bet 100 on these outcomes, the outcome would be a plus 6,676. This means that on a $100 bet, you're walking away with $6,676, hypothetically speaking. Will this hit? I don't know. But the more that you add to your parlay, the harder it is that it's going to hit. You have to be right in every area. So This is going to be more of our advanced. I want you to focus on the money lines in general. Let's move away from this, and I'm going to show you what I was talking about compounding. So this is a compound right here. This is going to be the Philadelphia Eagles and the totals, okay? So do you think the total is going to be under 46 and a half points? What does that mean? What is it telling us as people that are purchasing and betting? Okay, well, 46 and a half. Have no idea what that means if I don't know sports, right? Well, this is telling us that Vegas thinks the total between 2 points and total scores is going to either be under or over, and you have to pick one, okay? Well, I'm picking that it's going to be under 46 and a half. Why? You have a very good defense with Philadelphia Eagles, and the Dallas can definitely show up defensively. Both teams can produce scores. However, it's a division game. But as a training exercise of what we're doing here, you don't know that, and you don't know sports very well. You just want to bet. So Vegas has both equal. They have it both a negative 110. If you were to compound the money line from what we said, taking the safe bet of Philadelphia Eagles in this particular game, and then adding the under on 46 and a half under, that means that they cannot score more than 46 points because there's no such thing as a half point. They do that for tie breaking. This means it's going to compound the bet even more so. Now let's jump down to Kansas City. We are going to take Kansas City, right? So we're going to do the same thing, the under on 45 and a half. You can move down to the last one where you're going to compound that. All those bets compound the payout to be more, which is a very handsome amount of a payout if you were to hit. Likelihood, not so much. So let's add these in here, and I can tell you the exact amount of what the payout would be. And it is going to be plus 1852. So meaning $100 bet is going to allow you to win $1,952, which is pretty outstanding. Especially on a $100 bet, you're almost 20xing your money. And I would say for a new to moderate player in sports betting, this might be okay. I really, 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 really want you guys to focus on this. Focus on the money lines this year. I want you to stay with me this year, the entire season. We're going to win a lot more than we're going to lose. There's no guarantees with sports betting. You are to do this for fun. And I want to reiterate to all of you guys that sports betting can become an addiction. You can feel that high when you hit, and you're chasing that level of dopamine along with the level of cash you can win. If you feel like you're having any sort of problem, please get help. Please call the 1-800 hotline number for gambling addiction. It is on Google. It is super important that you understand there's no guarantees, and it is not worth risking what you cannot afford. This is a leisurely, fun activity that you guys can get. I am a specialist in what I do, and I am here to give you the best guidance as an individual to you to learn and understand and how to operate as a casual sports betting person. I want you to subscribe to our YouTube channels. I want you to subscribe to our sportsloungemedia.com because we are going to be putting fun parlay prop bets up. We're also going to be doing different tiers. So we're going to be giving you guys the intermediate, the beginner level, and then also the advanced expert, meaning that certain of these are going to be higher risk, high reward. Some are going to be very simple for you guys to hit on, and we're going to just have fun together as a community and grow together. Also, I want to reiterate to all of you guys, when we get to 1,000 subscribers on our YouTube channel, we are going to be giving away a lot of things. SLM Bets being myself, we're going to give out 2 free tickets this season if we can reach to 1,000 before then, which I have full expectation that we will, for you and a friend to go see your home football game. And I really want you guys to enjoy football in all aspects. I think it's great that Sports Lounge Media has so many different areas that they provide for your content and entertainment needs throughout the season, as well as other sports. Again, my name is John Hamilton. I would love for you guys to learn how to bet with me. Stick with us. Stay in the long run. You guys are going to win some money. It'll be a lot of fun. Now, again, Big takeaway, just really quick, right before I get off, we have this here again, all right? This is going to be a free bet. This is what I'll bet on for the money lines. We have the Eagles winning, we have the Chiefs winning, and we have the Commanders winning. This is going to pay you out nearly $300 on a $100 bet. That's an easy way to make a couple $100. There's no guarantee. However, we are here just to have fun and just to have a good time. Again, guys, thank you guys so much for being a part of Sports Lounge Media. Thank you guys so much for tuning in and watching. If you have any further questions, please reach out to us or our team. Please do not gamble. If you feel like it is becoming an addiction or affecting your life, please get help at the Google 1-800 hotline for Gambling Anonymous. They're there to help you at any time. There's no guarantees. We're here to have fun, and we appreciate you guys.